Hey guys, there's a bunch of TJ stuff that I want to tell you about, so I whipped together a quick video, but it turns out it's not super quick. It's like 9 minutes long, so I really want you to sit down and just watch this whole thing. There's lots of information that you need to know. 9 minutes, hold on tight, just watch the video. I forgot to say one thing in the video, that we made a blog for the trip. There's information in the email as to where that is. So check out that travel blog, share it with family, friends, supporters, all that sort of stuff. Okay, that's it. Watch this video. Thanks for taking the time.
Well, hey there, Tijuana team and families, parents, anybody else who might be getting this email or checking out this video. In less than 2 weeks, we are going to be in Mexico. Before we get there, though, there is some important stuff that I want to make sure that I can communicate to you guys really clearly. So let's jump right into the top. Some of you may have heard rumors. You might have heard me talking about maybe being able to lower the cost. In fact, you should know that because I sent you an email saying that there was a good chance that that would happen. As of right now, hopefully you have all paid up to $1,250 for your trip. Originally I had said the cost was going to be $1,800, but because of fundraising, we would be able to offer it to you for $1,450. And I have good news that we're actually going to be able to do it for even a little bit cheaper. So the final price tag on this trip is looking like it's going to be about $1,500, but with Folk Fest fundraising and different fundraisers that we've been able to do, even though we have a huge team, just from Central we have 52 people. So when we divide all that out by 52 people, I'm able to offer the price to you for $1,350. So that means if you have been paid up already, you only need to give me another $100. So that's really good news. Kind of one of the reasons why we're able to do that, first of all, we've done some really good fundraising, and Folk Fest is going to come in huge. So that's great. But one of the really big pieces of news is earlier in I guess towards the end of last year, Dustin Strauss and I found out about a grant that we were possibly able to apply for. So we went through the process of figuring out if we were eligible, if our projects were eligible, and it turns out that the Alberta government has a grant for international community development, and we applied for it and we qualified, and so they are giving us $21,000. $21,000 from the government to do international community development. So that's stinking awesome. And what's really cool about that is we had planned to build 2 houses with YWAM. Each of those costs about $5,000, $5,500, and then when you furnish them, they're another 1,000 some. So to build and furnish each of those houses, it works out to about $6,500. And we had been prepared to do that, but that's what last year's Folk Fest money was going to go to. So that's why we're able to make it a little bit cheaper for you, because now we have this grant that's going to pay for building those houses, and then our fundraising will be able to help bring the price down for each of you. So we're going to build houses for that. Also, we're in the midst of figuring out all the details for exactly what special project we're going to be doing at the church. Pastor Jesus is there, church there is in the process of acquiring some property right next to them, and so when they have that property, we're going to be able to use some of that grant money to help possibly, I don't know, maybe build pave a basketball court, build a playground, build a community center, kitchen thing so they can do breakfast ministries. We aren't totally sure yet, but that'll get sorted out in the next few weeks. So really exciting news with that grant, exciting news with Folk Fest parking, fundraiser, all that sort of stuff, and exciting for you that you save $100. So I would have liked for it to be a little bit more, but like I said, we have 52 people from Central, so even saving $100 per person costs $5,000 to save that much for each person. So so it adds up quick. But anyway, $100 savings for each of you, and some really cool stuff going to be happening in Tijuana as a result of that. So that's kind of the first thing on this. Turns out this email might be a little longer, but these things I should be able to pump through pretty quick. I emailed you not long ago the final information package. In this email there will still be a link to that. I want you to just make sure you're aware of that. It has like pack list, when to meet at the airport, what not to bring, what to bring, all that good stuff. So, and contact information, that's the big one. So it has emergency contact info and times for flights, when to be where, and I'll say it right now, on Monday, August 8th, you need to be at the airport at 5 a.m. 5 a.m. It's early, but you need to be there at 5 a.m. Not at 5:20, 5 a.m. at the airport, ready to go. So that's the first thing there. Also in the information package, I talk about a team meeting. If you are in the city on Sunday, August 7th, So I know some of you are already going to be traveling and that sort of stuff, but if you are in the city on Sunday, August 7th, I very much expect that you will be at Central Baptist Church at 9 a.m. on Sunday, August 7th. We need to do some team meeting stuff, chat with you through some different details, and and at that meeting, I want you to have your passport. Bring me your passport. If you show up at that meeting without your passport, I will send you home right then to bring your passport. You are going to leave your passport with me, and I'm going to be bringing them to the airport all as one. We can't afford to have somebody accidentally leave their passport on their kitchen table or something and not bring it, because then you'll miss your flight. So on the Sunday meeting, bring your passport. Be there at 9 a.m. During the Sunday morning, we're going to go around to each of the services at Central, and they're going to pray us out of here, and then we have some team stuff to work through as well. So team meeting, August 7th. If you're in town, do it. Also, just want to quickly remind you that each of you have signed a thing called the Central Student Ministries Choice Agreement Form, and I'm going to give a link to that in this email. I want to remind you to just read that over so that you remember what you have committed to and you have signed it, your parents have signed it, so that all of you know what you're talking about. The big thing I want to remind you of is that there's going to be a dress code that is talked about in the final information package. And you have already promised me and committed to me that you will have a good attitude about that. And I also wanted to remind you about personal electronics, iPads, iPhones, iPod Touches, iPods, Game Boys, whatever it is. You've already told me that you're not going to bring those. And so if you do bring it, I'm going to take it away. And I guess it's up to me and your parents if I give it back to you. So just want to remind you of all of those things that you've committed to, just lots of different things about attitude and just being good team members. I'm not worried about it, but I just want to remind you that you have signed that because some of you signed it in March. So just want to remind you of that. So I've also had lots of people asking me about FolkFest parking. FolkFest is happening in the days leading up to our TJ trip, and we could use a little bit more help. I already made a sign-up sheet last Sunday and got lots of spaces filled, but there are still some slots available, so if you would like to do some FolkFest parking, you can just let me know. Give me a call and I'll fill you in on the sheet. Probably there might be some individual money available for helping out, but because we've lowered the price already, everybody's getting basically $100 for FolkFest parking. So whether you're helping or not, and so if you are helping, please be willing to help. But there might be some financial incentive, so I'll let you know. But I think that's it. So yeah, August 8th, it's coming up really quick. So if you have any questions, kind of last minute stuff, please don't hesitate to call or email me. But make sure you check out that final information package first, because I've tried really hard to make sure that all the info that you would need is available to you there. So, yeah. Oh, I was going to say prayer cards too. We made prayer cards, and this Sunday we're going to be handing those out to you, and then the following Sunday, well, probably both Sundays, we're going to make it available for people to. We're going to just ask people to take at least 3 or 4 prayer cards and commit to praying for the people's faces that are on those. Well, not just for the faces, but the people. You know what I mean? Yeah, so that's coming up. And so if you would like more, I've printed 6 per person, and we need some available just for people to take. But if you personally would like some prayer cards to give to family, friends, supporters, all that sort of stuff, please let me know. And I can either email you the file so you can print them yourself, or it's not that much work for me to print a few extra pages for you. So I think that's all I got. I hope you are doing well, and that as you are listening to this, that you too are getting really excited about Mexico. So I'm stoked. I guess real quick, we have pretty much finalized the teams, like what team you're going to be on. Most of you will have your first choice for the most part. And so we've been trying really hard to honor that. And for those of you who I haven't been able to, I've tried to make some personal contact with you. But so yeah, that's coming up, and it's pretty exciting. So you will be finding out pretty soon what team you're on, because if you're on a building team, you must have closed-toed shoes. So shoes, not sandals. And everybody should bring a pair of shoes anyway, just in case. But that's in the pack list, so you don't need me to tell you that. So that's it. Adios. Dios te bendiga.